media.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. It's time to talk about good old Captain Cringe again. Yes, Justin Trudeau. As I know I'm a little late to the party, but ladies and gentlemen, again, I had to try to squeeze content out for the week that I'm gone, where I'm on vacation. So believe it or not, this video has been pre-filmed. So if anything's changed since the time of filming this video, give me a bit of slack. I will be talking more about the things that have happened while I've been away with my family as I get back this upcoming Friday for our usual live show, Friday Night Fringe. So make sure to join us this week, Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. Now, when it comes to Justin Trudeau, we've talked about his bumbling at the NATO convention. We all know how he claimed that the only way to fix the world, or that Russia isn't a problem, that we don't need to concern ourselves so much with them, and we're going to get into why. But part of it was that, well, the environment needs to be our top priority. You need to put a price on pollution. You need to gouge your country and make sure that its citizens live on its knees and can't afford to buy food, that they can't afford to produce goods or get to work or fill their gas tanks or pay their electric bills, or the list goes on and on. We all know how bad the carbon tax is. And speaking of the carbon tax, we're going to take a quick, brief moment before getting into what happened at NATO and talk about our video's newest sponsor, Unacceptable Fringe Books. Unacceptable Fringe Books has something new and exciting to share with each and every one of you. Our newest book and possibly final book entry into our series of political satire books, Just Axe the Tax, a parody of Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham, is now available on Amazon. Over the last few years, it's been my absolute pleasure to bring you hit titles such as How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom, One Face, Two Face, Blackface, Blueface, Hold the Line, The Ballad of Tamara Leach, and How the Prime Minister Broke Canada. All of these best-selling books have been an absolute thrill to write for you, but with each book releasing, we always want to give back to the community as well and try to help Canadians in some shape or form and another. This time, I'm proud to announce that proceeds from every purchase of our books on Amazon will be going towards helping local Canadian food banks at a time when the Prime Minister has made affordability very difficult for common Canadian households. At Unacceptable Fringe Books, not only are we committed to giving you humor in political entertainment, but we are also committed to giving Canadians a boost at a time when they're in need or looking for some form of assistance. Head over to Amazon.com or Amazon.ca right now and pick up your copy of Just Axe the Tax and give yourself the gift of a little bit of laughter at a time when everyone in this country could definitely use some. Link is down below in the description. Now, just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, as I stated in that video, half of my cut, once all costs are handled, is going to be donated to local food banks in the first 60 days of sales of any of our book properties, as well as to coincide with our new launch of Just Axe the Tax, a parody of Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham, now available on Amazon. So make sure to go grab your copies, ladies and gentlemen. Not only does it help out the channel and give your support towards us, but it's great entertainment. Our books have been very well praised, and it gives you something for your money in some form of entertainment and a little chuckle at the government's expense, and helps those in need. And right now, well, that's what everybody's going to need with our ongoing carbon taxes, especially with Justin Trudeau bankrupting Canada, as he now pledges Ukraine aid and plan to buy submarines as NATO spending questions follow Justin Trudeau. I wanted to get into this article because Justin Trudeau, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, has given away $500 million more to the Ukraine at a time where we're broke. We don't have any money. In fact, the Ukraine should be giving us money at this point. This is nothing more than money laundering. I've said it a million times over. We all know the shtick when it comes to Justin Trudeau, but let's get into the article because they cover a little bit more than just that. Prime Minister Trudeau pledged another $500 million in military assistance to the Ukraine in a one-on-one conversation with Vladimir Zelensky at the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. The funding announcement Wednesday comes amidst pressure from American politicians who are publicly critical for Canada for falling short of its defense spending commitments. A senior government official said Canada would provide a timeline to reach the funding goal and more information for its plan on Thursday. NATO allies have agreed to spend at least the equivalent of 2% of their national gross domestic product on defense. Canada's current spend is around 1.37%. So again, we're not even up to par should we be invaded. We're already being invaded when you look at the mass immigration that's coming into the country. I digress. Let's move on. Trudeau tried to get ahead of the criticism during a speech Tuesday in which he said the Liberal government has been following through on promises to drastically increase defense spending since it came into power. Since 2014, Canada's defense budget has grown more than 57%, and it is estimated at $29.9 billion for this year. The only NATO countries that have spent more in terms of real dollars in the U.S. Are the U.S., United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Poland, and Turkey. 23 out of the 32 allies are expected to meet the 2% target this year, and Canada is the only one that hasn't presented a plan to get to that minimum. Well, the problem is we're giving all our money to the Ukraine. And we're throwing it out at useless lunch programs and scandals and million and billion-dollar contracts for friends of Justin Trudeau. Ben Hampson, a professor of international affairs at Carleton University in Ottawa, said the plan should have been shared earlier so our partners know we're serious. We are clearly in the bullseye of American politicians, and the narrative is we are weak northern link in NATO. In May, 23 U.S. senators wrote Trudeau a letter urging him to come to the summit with a clear plan. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell pointed to Canada's spending failures following a meeting with Trudeau on Tuesday, and Mike Johnson, Republican Speaker of the House of Representatives, was also critical during a talk at the Hudson Institute in Washington the same day. Talk about riding on America's coattails, Johnson said. They have the safety and security of being on our border and not having to worry about that. Talk about shameful. So now the U.S. is starting to get fed up with Justin Trudeau. They're fed up with us, and they think we're riding their coattails. Defense Minister Bill Blair suggested earlier this week in Washington that he was bringing to the summit the kind of plan allies have been asking for. Doubtful. Very doubtful. The Canadian government pushed back on concerns by announcing a new incremental move toward replacing its fleet of submarines Wednesday. Blair said that Canada will buy up to 12 conventionally powered under-ice capable submarines, something the government pledged to do in its new defense policy in April. The announcement did not include a cost estimate that would clarify for allies or Canadians how much the project will help in closing the 2% gap. The reason for that, again, we're broke. Canada's bankrupt. We've given all our money to the Ukraine. We've given all our money to other countries. We've helped everybody aside from Canada. In fact, if you joined me this recent Thursday on our early live stream before I headed out for vacation with my lovely, lovely wife, we were talking about how Japan, essentially as a country, has stated, well, we don't give money to other countries. We take care of our own first. I think Canada could afford to adopt some of Japan's policies when it comes to these measures. And this, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the real problem at hand. Justin Trudeau has had a spending problem in this country, and when people are already paying close to 50% of their wages in taxes alone, before dealing with carbon tax, before dealing with GST on items, can we really afford to tax Canadians anymore to fence that gap for defense spending? Absolutely not. Something has to give at one place, and Justin Trudeau has clearly dropped the ball here and will continue to, while angering the tempers of our southern allies, to, I guess, push the ball into the court for a better leader who's more common sense thinking to take at the helm and try to maybe right the wrongs of Justin Trudeau, as tough and difficult as they're going to be. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you agree? Do you think Justin's spending has got out of hand? Do you think we're going to close that 2% gap, or that we're even going to come to terms with what they're asking for, what they're pledging already? Again, essentially no cost was given, so your guess is as good as mine as to whether or not we actually follow through with those promises. But let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up. And again, if you enjoyed it and it's your first time here, make sure to hit that old subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. Join me live this Friday as I return from vacation, and join you guys on our live stream for Friday Night Fringe at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central here on the channel, where once again, I'll talk about everything that's happened since I've been gone, everything I know that's coming up ahead, and some back and forth within the community. It's always great to chat with you guys outside of making these videos, and I look forward to talking with each and every one of you and seeing you there. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one.